Yo guys, welcome back to another video, and as you can see, we're pretty much gonna be running Aemeath in the pretty much the previous best team that we did have from last update. Or before, I would say last update, but it's like a 1.5, so pretty much in part 1 year of 1.0, I guess. I mean 13, update 14, part 1, pretty much before the little like new update. This was the best team, but of course it was Rio instead. But yeah, with Aemeath being added in, what's nice about her, let me go through her passives. Pretty much what you need to know from here is M1's apply burn, attacks apply burn, she repulses, she gives a 90% buff to allies, 50% damage and range, of course, baseline. And yeah, once an ally or herself uses an active, you get 40% more damage. So it's pretty much 90% damage buff consistently. Because as you guys do know, Hakari is going to be using ability every 40 seconds, so you should be having that buff consistently going, and you can always just leave a form every 60 seconds and pretty much just go back in. But yeah, pretty much you can see right here, when leaving mech does a nuke that ramps up based on that time, so pretty much you need to spend 30 seconds in this in the form, and then of course that'll do a 300% of her own damage. And of course it's a 60-second cooldown right there. And yeah, while in mech form, buff own damage by 200%, increases movement speed by 30, and of course she can't repulse. Active boosters to use fuel, so pretty much you can increase her movement speed by 50%. If the player runs into an enemy, it does 50% of unit's damage, and this damage is multiplied by current movement speed. So let's say you're running in like 3 million damage stat, and you go by like 2x speed, you're gonna be of course multiplying that damage by 2, so 6 more damage, stuff like that. And that's pretty much all you need to know for her passives wise. I tried to explain it as simply as possible. And as you can see, I'm going to be running her own memorial with Deadeye because we can get up to 60% crit, 65% crit chance. I mean, my crit burb isn't the best. This is the burb I'm running on her. 25% damage, 40% crit damage, 27 range, and 24% crit chance. So you can go up to like 70% crit chance, which is kind of crazy. And what I mean by that is because, of course, Hakari is passion and she is passion, giving that 30% crit damage and 30% crit rate, which is crazy. So yeah, she can reach up to like 2.15, I think. So yeah, Loki, she can hit some crazy numbers, considering that she's also applying burn, and Kafka is gonna be, of course, detonating that burn with of course, Sukunas damage. So you got Aemeath, Makari, Ainz, Speedwagon, Sukuna, and of course our Kafka. And let me just put this into a random team slot so I can explain, of course, why I'm running on all of them. So let's put it into this one, yeah. So I've shown you these three, well, these ones, of course. And then for Hakari, we're running this bub right here with his own memorial with Deadeye. Then for Ainz, I am running Fu with Unlikely Dr. Jack of All. And then for Speedwagon, Unlikely Dr. Jack of All with Yuruzu. Then for Sukuna, I'm running this bub right here. And of course, Battle of the Strongest with Contagious. And then for, of course, Manipulator or Kafka, it's a C3 or a C1 chopper, whichever one you want to use. And then, of course, Battle the Strongest. If you guys add I mean, if you have Contagious, you can use Contagious, I think. But it shouldn't make too much of a difference on this part. And we're going to be Caloric Stone in Nami. And I know a lot of you guys are going to say, oh, you can't max this team at 180k, 160k, and like 160k. I've tested it myself, but in a wave 20 wave game mode in Shibuya, you can max this team. So in any map with like poor yen coverage, you can max this team in a 20 wave game mode. Of course, in 15 wave game modes, you just can't max it because you can flip and got 3 expensive units, and even with 2 farms, because as you can see, we're going to be Caloric Stone and Nami. It does get quite pricey. Let me just put like a little thing on screen of me showing you that I am able to max 1, 2, and 3. Okay, yeah, so as you can see, I'm in, I did a Shibuya portal, and yeah, as you can see, we're in Shibuya, of course, you can see the little like, map in the background, but yeah, we were able to max 1, 2, and 3, and that is with, of course, Speedwagon and Nami through Cloakstone. So yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that it is possible to max these guys in a 20 wave game mode. In a 15 wave game mode, I understand that you aren't able to, but yeah, most game modes that we are playing right now, are 20 waves, you know. I don't think there is anything that is 15 waves that is quite important right now. Maybe you guys can correct me in the comments because I've been quite busy and I haven't been playing this game as much. But yeah, pretty much I just run you guys through the DPS of the team. That's just all I want to show you guys. So you can see Aemeath cost wise, she is 179k. basically 180k with her own placement cost. And in terms of VFX, let me just show them to you if you guys haven't seen them. So yeah, VFX, let me turn VFX on. Let's turn you off. So you can see her first attack. It's just a dash with a few little like barrages of strikes. She's one of the most high effort units that they have made. You can see the next one is this cone AoE. Pretty much has more barrage of strikes with a sword. And yeah, last attack will be this one right here. She transforms into her mech form, and yeah, she does a lot of attacks. And this animation is quite long, but you can see the SPA of course is long as well, so it is going to be doing a lot. And yeah, it's quite a cool animation to be honest. And she's a wide cone, which is pretty nice. But that's pretty much it for, of course, showcasing her. Let's just get into showcasing the team DPS. So, of course, we're going to get Irons down for the buff. Sukuna down because as you guys do know what he can do, what he can does. What that makes no sense. What he can do, what he's capable of, you know. So yeah, Sukuna should be getting a lot of damage amps in this team, which is very nice. You can see 2.14 right now, and the binding values we are going to be using is 1, 2, and 3. So let's just get the 40 kills that Sukuna does need. So let's just go like this, and then 40. Okay, did I get them? Nah, I was meant to use a weak, not the weaker enemies, but like, let me just delete you. There you go. And yeah, as you can see, after getting those kills, he is on like, yeah, 1.5x overhead, and of course with the Aemeath it goes up. Let me just get a strong boss in. Just so I can get Hakari going, because as you guys do know, Hakari does require a bit of build up, so let's just get Hakari down. And you can see the damage Sukuna is doing is so stupid. He's just blitzing this enemy. Let's just get them. Yeah, let me get strong on. Let's just put another boss and we'll just skip the waves and get to a higher wave. But yeah, we need Hakari to build up, so we're gonna let Hakari build up. Aemeath will be of course buffing and applying her own damage, of course. But yeah, overall this team is very well. We're very well like synergizes pretty well because of course you got the slow and start from Hakari, the damage buff and the crit damage buff that he's doing. So you see crit damage and crit chance he's giving her. She's on 2.1x crit damage and 64% crit chance is very crazy. Then the Irons is given that cost reduction, that range buff, oh man, that range buff and damage buff. And yeah, Kafka is going to be applying disease and of course detonating. So I'll bring back the recording once his damage is climbed up slightly. Okay, so I'm going to be placing my Kafka, okay, for the disable waves, Kafka right here. And yeah, let's just get rolling with, of course, the damage setting. You can see Sukuna's overhead is at 2x. Of course, that will go to 2.4x once we go into mode. And yeah, all the units should be gelling together. So let's just get into this. Okay, use the form and then lock on by clicking Q, and then we just hold shift to, of course, get the little movement speed up. And then movement speed again, so we're gonna hold shift. And you just keep doing N1s, and then when we see our meter build up, the shift meter, you just hold shift. And yet again. Yeah, same thing again. And yeah, same thing again. Okay, I think it's been well over 1 minute, so as soon as on screen you'll see I'll do the minute test from what damage to what damage. Or what HP to what HP bar. Actually did do with this team, of course. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, pretty much we did roughly like 6.08 billion damage in 60 seconds with this team. And yeah, of course, divided by 60, that is basically 101.3 million DPS. So you have to factor in that there might be times where I wasn't creating, of course, and maybe some M1s are missing because, as you can see, when I am moving, it's quite frustrating because let me just spawn an enemy. Oh, I can't really spawn an enemy because I just wasted it because it'll be on cooldown now. Yeah, but let me just spawn an enemy and just show you what I mean. Yeah, I'll be back when I can show you. Okay, so pretty much let me show you. So let's say you're locked on and you're trying to move. Let's say I'm moving left and right like this. There might be, you see those swings that are like quite far away. It feels like they're not hitting. And when you're on shift, of course, it'll be a lot harder to manage this. And it seems like some hits are missing. And I'm pretty sure the AoE is quite like a small circle. So not really a small, but like, let me use maybe, now Hakari's example is quite big. Maybe let's just say, now this is a bit too small. Let's just say in between these two, I'm pretty sure that's what the AoE is for, of course, her mech transformation to M1s. So it's not the craziest, but it's not the worst, you know what I mean? It could be a lot worse. But yeah, as you can see, the team DPS is quite high. And if you do want to replace her, I mean, Kafka, you can replace Kafka with the new Jogo, but of course you won't have enough yen. You could also replace with Rio, because Rio will be, of course, detonating Sukunas bleeds. So there's a lot you can do with this team, especially with this last slot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course Nami is quite essential to the team. The last slot can be changed to whoever you want. You could even bring another buffer if you want, or even bring Finon, because I mean, now you won't really max him. You can use Finon, or you could even bring Luffy. Yeah, Luffy's a good option because Luffy's gonna be applying constant repulse, of course, his infinite spin and slumber as well. But that's pretty much it for the video. I want to do like a little short video on her. If this video did help you guys, you know, let me know in the comments, and yeah, I'll try to respond to as many comments as possible. That's it for the video. Like, subscribe, yeah, I'll see you next one. Peace.